Alrighty, guys. It is 3:30 this Friday, August 1st. Time to wrap it up. And we got a market which is pretty much in a sell-off mode. I've been watching this here late in the session now. I mean, I'm on the NASDAQ. Hang on, I'm on the NASDAQ right now. Let me flip over to the ES. Let me see. Go back to the ES. So we're pretty much in a sell-off mode. We had after that London close, we had a nice rotation up to the mean. Beautiful retest failure set up there if you wanted to get short. That is, if you wanted to. Yeah, you can. They were on the two sides, and they had to be a directional move on this. They had to make a directional call from the mean, but the analysis going into that was staying on the short side until they take it out. So at this point, the short setup would have been the favored trade, and it would have been a pretty decent one at that. I mean, the expectation, not sure how far you could have sat to it, but if you got shaken out or not on it, but it would have been at least you had the market behaved kind of as expected. At this point, though, I'm watching the last part of the day, so I'm waiting for them to retest these lows, maybe challenge it. We had one trade on the downside, one run down here at the 2 o'clock hour, attempt to take it lower, run the stops below the obvious. Absolutely no follow through on that one. And if you try to get short on the way up, you got absolutely crushed, which I think quite a few people got. That's why it ran up that hard. A lot of people getting in, getting stopped out, and then piling on the way up. So that was this is a gnarly reversals. They suck you in on the short side and absolutely kill you on the way up here. And it's not necessarily start of a rally, it's just the algo trading. So no trades on this for me today. A big move to the downside. So we're going to start off from the short side of the market. The dynamic, it was 63.15. If they trade up above that one, we'll take off the short bias. But at this point, we are well below it. So we're going to be on the short side of this going into the overnight Sunday, Monday. Looking at the NASDAQ and the bonds. The bond market repriced quite a bit on the news, ran right up there, a big move to the upside, and we are well above the 115 edge, and we are up here in discovery territory almost almost as a move out of the middle to the upside. So the bond market pointed higher with a pretty good clip, and I would start off from the long side of the market. Look at the buy weakness at the 15.10s down to the 15s. Below 15s, may want to take off the long bias and go back range buy, but at this point, we're staying on the long side to see how far they can take it. And the reason's all about the tariff. Most of it is tariff related. There's some earnings built into it, and also the earnings. Yeah, the earnings come out from Amazon and Apple, and then of course we had that end of the month run down here before yesterday's close. But today's trading was mostly about tariff, I think, and we'll see how this shakes out here as the market digests the whole thing. So stay on the long side on the bonds, short side on the ES, and take a look at the Nasdaq. That guy it got kind of creamed. I did take one trade on the Nasdaq though after our last update. I was looking at this on the way down here, and you can see it grinding, and they're at support, but there's absolutely no lift whatsoever. So I tried a short trade here. This is the kind of almost a counterintuitive trade, but you're looking at you're looking for that retest of the low. So when it starts trading higher here, it looks like you're starting to take it higher. Yep, I popped on a short trade fairly aggressively. Had a beautiful trade going. I come up with $50, $60 trade on that thing on the way down here. And then you see how the S reverses all the way up, stop me out a little bit more. And so that kind of grind is as you can't really protect yourself for. Now you can make your stop a little bit bigger and take a little bit more risk, but if you're up $50 in a trade, if it's not just kind of sit with it and then don't let that turn into a loser. But then after a while, then you finally got that run down here. So I'm watching this one. Yeah, it's kind of what I wanted, but I'm not in it. So, and then of course, then you had to squeeze to the upside. So at this point, we're watching it. I'm watching this with a modest optimism that they're going to hold this. But I think chances are we may see end period and run this down and test the lows here. That would be my fear, but we'll see. So watching this now, and on the Nasdaq, we had the shift of bias, and if it starts trading back up again, it's going to be way up here against the it's even higher, I think. But you see this little volume edge right there that kind of tapers off here at the 23,000, 23,060. So if they take out these two areas of resistance, we can go back range bound. But at this point, starting off from the short side. Let's see how far they can take it. And then finally, oil and gold. Oil and gold just kind of staying in that range we talked about. Oh, a little pop on gold late in the session. That's unusual. So late in the session, a little pop on gold. I've been holding in this range. I would just stay range bound, but at this point, they are running that upper edge. Let's see if they're going to get crazy or not. But too late in the day to trade it, so I'm not doing anything with that guy. So, but I would start off on the long side on gold going into the overnight, especially if they extend now. But I mean, if they hold up here, I would still look for early strength going into the overnight Sunday, Monday. Then you can take it out. If they trade below that edge, 33.90, maybe look for a retracement trade. That would be a pretty good one at that. Look at that, easy single prints all the way up, and then a 5-letter edge. That just screams try to get shorter and to take that out, right? And then on oil, a nice move to the downside back in that lower range, but not necessarily a big move. So I would just say range bound trading on oil. If anything, look for early weakness. Look to sell up to that 67.80s. And if they start trading above the 67.80s to 68s, I would start looking for a retracement trade to the upside, but we'll see how that develops. But looking for early weakness on oil, early strength on gold, and that's kind of where we are. So let's see if this guy, yeah, I'm gonna pull this guy back together. So big move on gold, a big repricing on that employment situation. But overall, the news was a mixed bag. I think the employment situation was a big surprise in terms of the revisions. That was the big deal. So we have two reports got that revised down quite a bit. So it's labor market is really shitty. All right, back to the ES, and okay, we'll see where we are. Let's see if we get that little last sell-off in the end period, or if they're going to be able to hold this line. So modestly optimistic that they can hold the line, but if they start taking that lower, we just kind of stay. It just keeps us on the short side. So alrighty, so yes, just that one trade on the Nasdaq late in the session. That's all I've taken today. It's too much volatility, too much crazy stuff. So and finally, when it looks like they had a little bit more of a predictable behavior, then I kind of got on that thing. But we'll see how it shakes out on Monday. So you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you back on Monday morning. I'll see you. You have a great weekend. Later.